All right, what's going on? Let me get over here. What's going on, everybody? As you can see by the title of this video, I'm going to be breaking down my plan of how I can maximize profits, maximize allocation, and just overall get as much success as possible, trading, payouts, everything. And I'm going to break down my blueprint, going to break down the process that I'm going to be doing in order to maximize my success and my profits in the new year. Breaking down, how to maximize your profits. Why is my fucking Discord popping up? And just overall the best, most efficient way to make money trading in the new year. So let's get right into it. First of all, let me get here and scale and show you what we're working with going into the new year. So right over here is my Trade Syncer account. I have 17 $50,000 PA accounts right now. I have 3 on Alpha, 5 on Top Step, 5 on Lucid, and 4 on Tradeify. And the 3 Alphas and 2 of the Top Steps are up $2,000. The 5 Lucids are up $650, and then 3 of the Top Steps are up $1,000, and the 4 Tradeifys I literally just got, they're up about $350 or $400. So what is my plan with these accounts going in to the new year? So first things first, let's look at our leader, the Alphas. The Alpha accounts, the 0 accounts, only allow a max payout of $1,500 on the 50K 0 accounts. So what am I going to do with all of these accounts? It's pretty simple. I'm going to pay out $1,500 from them every time I hit what amount? $3,000. Because for most of these prop firms, you're not allowed to take out more than 50% of your account balance. So $1,500 times 17 accounts is a rotation. We're going to call every single payout a rotation, and we're going to call 4 rotations a cycle. I'll get into that more in a minute. So every single rotation will be $25,500 on these 50K accounts. But first, let's talk about how I got them. The 3 Alpha Future 0 accounts, the 5 Lucids, and the 4 Tradeifys. So that is 12 of my 17 accounts. I got gambling news. So let's talk about what that is. If you go to forexfactory.com and you go to last week, on Tuesday we had non-farm employment change, and on Thursday we had CPI. These are the 2 best ways to gamble news. And if you go on my TikTok at jj.futures or my Instagram at jjfuturesofficial, my literally most recent video is a breakdown of how to gamble news effectively and pass evals, because evals in the big 2026 are a fucking waste of time, and you should not be wasting your time trying to pass evals. Now with Top Step, there is no option to do this. There's a 50% consistency rule, so you can do one of 2 things. 1, you could build it up to $1,500 and then gamble, or 2, you could just try to thug out the whole $3,000 with your own account or strategy, trading very aggressively. So for me, what I did was I actually just made the $3,000 in about a week, risking like $1,000 per trade. It was pretty light. So that's how I got these Top Steps. So like I said, I have 17 accounts, and 5 of them are very, very close to that first $1,500 mark, aka $3,000. I risk about $300 to $400 per trade, meaning once I go plus 10 more wins than losses, I have officially reached payout status on these accounts. But obviously I got them all at different times and they're at different balances. I literally just got these Tradeifys Thursday or Tuesday actually, and then I had 1 win and 1 break even since then, so that's why they're not up that much. And then my Alphas, I got them December 2nd as PAs. So in less than 3 weeks, I've made about, I think it's about $17,000 in PA profits. But if I had them all at the same time, it would be more like 30 something, because the Alphas would be up 2,000 and so would the rest. But I just got them at different times. It is what it is. So what is the main point here? Like I said, every $3,000 is 10 winning trades. And right now I'm very, very close to that on these main accounts. So every single time one of these 50K accounts hits 3,000 account balance, I'm going to take out $1,500 from them. And like I said, there's 17, so that's going to be $25,500. And obviously it'll vary, but I'm not going to complete a cycle until I get 4 payouts on every single account. That doesn't mean 4 payouts on the Alphas. That doesn't mean 4 payouts on the Top Steps. It means 4 payouts on every single account, including the Tradeifys, which are my lowest balance right now. So once that Tradeify pays out $1,500 for the 4th time, then a cycle has ended. So let's talk about that. 25,500 times 4 is $102,000. So now that we have $102,000, we're going to put that over here. So what do I mean by a cycle, and how does a cycle end? A cycle is 4 payouts of $1,500. As I said, 3,000 divided by 300 is 10 winning trades. But once you get and pay out 1,500, you just have to get back to that 3,000 mark, which is obviously just another $1,500, which if you're risking 300 is only 5 winning trades now instead of 10, which is really easy. So let me give you a timeline of what I'm thinking I will do with these. So going into the new year, I'm expecting these to basically be right at a payout and these to be lagging a little bit behind, and hopefully these to be up almost 1,000. In January, I'm hoping to pay out at least 1,500 from every single account. And by the start of February, have most of them ready to pay out again or very, very close. So my goal is by end of January, at least 1 rotation. By February, 1 rotation in the beginning, 1 rotation at the end, and then in March, 1 more rotation to complete the cycle and get us our $102,000 in payout profits by March. Now, what am I going to do once the cycle ends? I'm going to blow these fucking accounts. And how am I going to do that? I'm just going to go max contracts, and I'm just going to shove them, throw them in the air, and just lose all my profits and blow all of them. Why would I do this? There's 2 reasons. 1, once you get to a certain amount of payouts, these companies will probably move you to a live account, which is not what you want. Why do you not want that? It's because if you're on a live account, then you don't get to use all of that capital or allocation. You can only get limited to 1 account. So, for example, on Top Step, they would move me out of my 5 accounts, and they would only put me to one 50K account, and that way I would be making a fifth of what I typically make from my payouts just off this live account. They say it's, the next big step in being a trader, but they really just don't want you to take any more of their fucking money. So that's the one reason I blow them. The second reason I blow them is to get into this progressive step, which is now what I'm going to show you by going onto one of the accounts. Let's go to Tradeify. Oh, that's my affiliate. Actually, let's go to Lucid, because Tradeify might show you my information. So, if we go to Lucid, Lucid Pros are the ones where you can gamble. One more thing is get 3 Alpha Future Zeros, get 5 Lucid Evals, and get 5 Tradeify growth accounts. Use code JJTrades for 35% off until December 31st. It's a very fire deal. For some reason, only 4 of my Tradeifys passed on this last news event. But if you get those accounts, you can trade them and copy trade them all together. Like I said, go on my TikTok, go on my Instagram for a guide on how to pass them, right? So, if you go over here to Lucid, yes, there's 50Ks, and yes, you can pass them in as little as 1 day. It's fucking beautiful. But here's the real thing. We have our, $102,000 from our first cycle. What are we going to do? Remember how these are all 50Ks? Blow the 50Ks and go over here. What are these? They're 150Ks. So now you can still pass them in 1 day. The only negative is alpha only goes up to $100,000. So theirs is going to be a little different. And I'll talk about how we're going to do that in a second. So we're going to get 150Ks. We're going to get 5 from Lucid, 5 from Tradeify, and 3 100Ks from Alpha. What's the difference now? You are now paying out $4,500 instead of $1,500 because it is 3 times the size. But there's no difference. Now, instead of risking $300, you're risking $900. Now, instead of making $1,500, you're making $4,500 or $3,000 to $9,000. So nothing changes on the amount of wins you need, the amount you can risk. It's just multiplied by 3, but it's the same amount of trades, the same amount of points, the same process, just bigger numbers. So, with the alphas being 100K, you can only pay out 3,000 from them because they're, 100. But with the others, you can do 4,500. And then with the top steps, it would be the same exact process. You have to pass them on your own, do your own strategy, whatever. But let's say you have your 15 accounts paying out 4,500. That being the 5 Lucids, 5 Tradeifys, and 5 top steps, plus your 3 alphas paying out $3,000. That means now, instead of 1 rotation being $25,000, 1 rotation is $76,500. Because you didn't do anything differently, you didn't win more trades, you didn't pass them in a different way, you're still gambling them on news. You didn't do anything different except just multiply your risk over. It's the same exact shit as always. So now, I get $76,500 for one rotation. Let's go back to the monthly timeline. Let's say it takes me about a month to get all these accounts to PAs. And the only thing I'm going to do differently is all of these account balances are on different levels, as I said. For when I go to the 150Ks, I'm not going to start trading any of them until all of them are ready, just so I can be more consistent and fluid with the payouts, the consistency, everything like that. I'm going to wait until they're all passed and ready to go before I start trading them all together. So all you have to do is, let's say it takes all of March to get them and you're in April. Same exact process. Take all of April to make that first 9,000. Take out 4,500, and then once again, you only need to make 4,500. 4,500 divided by 900, 5 trades, 5 winning trades. So let's say it takes you all of May or all of March to pass these accounts. Then it takes you all of April to get your first payout. Then beginning of May and end of May you get 2, and then sometime mid-June you get another. Then the cycle is over. You've completed 4 rotations, so another cycle is over. And how much money did you make? $306,000. $306,000, and it's June. So you're halfway into the year, and you've made $306,000 from those 150s, plus the $102,000 that you made initially from the 50s. So all of a sudden, you're staring at a lot of fucking money. Now, what am I going to do? The same thing. I'm going to delete or blow all of them, and I'm going to reset with 18 more 50Ks. The only thing I might add now is I might hop on not only Top Step 150s, but I might get my funded futures 50s. The only negative with the my funded futures is just, first of all, they're fucking expensive. $477 is bullshit. And the reason why they're so expensive, to be honest, I don't even fucking know why they're so expensive. But there is a request cap on the core plans, and there's a request cap that you can add on now on these. So, kind of dumb, but the payout 1 cap is $4,500, which is all you need. So these are not bad. You could try these 150s, the scale plans. Once again, you just have to pass them regularly. So the only thing that I would do with the My Fundeds is just copy them with the top steps and try to trade all of them together. And before you guys say, well, you got to pay all that money for those evals, you made 102 fucking grand off your first cycle with the 50Ks. It shouldn't be an issue. It's literally like running a business. You take your profits and you reinvest them in the company to continue to grow it. That's all you got to do. So, what is my goal? Let's say that my fundeds aren't even a part of it. I try to get another 4 rotations. So what did I say? June is when this cycle would end. Let's say it takes you all of June to then get back to 18 more 150K PAs. Then you got July. Get 1 payout in July. It's the same exact thing. You got to make 9,000. So you got to make plus 10 trades. That'll take about a month. Then you get your first payout for, what was it, like 76,500. Then by the end of July, you have that 76,500. Then August, you get 1 to 2. Then September, you get another 1 or 2, right? So whatever it may be. I'd say by end of September, you should have another 4 payouts. 306 grand, same as always. You add it up, and all of a sudden, you're looking at $714,000 in total payout profits. But here's the thing. If you really go back to the 102K, right? If you go back to the $102,000 and you divide it by 18 accounts or 17 accounts, you're only making $6,000 per account here. And that's not that much on a 50K. And then even with the $306,000 divided by 18 accounts, you're only making $17,000, which is not that much for a 150K. So it's not like you have to do these insane, incredible numbers. You're basically just passing an eval 2 more times because it's the same amount of money, like I said. So, you have to get that profit target of $3,000 to pass the eval. And then basically you just hit the profit target 2 more times. That's all you have to do. Pretty fucking easy. And even if you wanted to just do that once with 50Ks in a year, you make 100K in a fucking year. So this is my goal coming in. I want to do this next year. And it is very, very possible. My stats are very, very consistent if we look at this month alone. And this month has been very slow and very choppy. Right now, as you can see my stats, we've been absolutely booming. We have 2 red days on the month so far. And we had a break even on Friday that should have been a winning day, to be honest with you. We've had a couple break evens just because of really shitty price action. Once the new year starts, it's going to be even better because, you know, we're ending the year, choppiness, PA being all shitty, no volume. So I very, very much think that this is profitable, and this is for all you profitable traders out there who are trying to scale up, trying to be like, how can I make as much money as possible? This is where you get into fuck you money territory with trading. This is what all the best traders do. There are traders that will also add in 20 Apex accounts, which I can't do because I'm fucking banned from them. Fuck them. And then let's say you add the MyFunded, so you have 23. 43 times 4,500 is $193,000 per rotation. Per cycle is 774, so that's double this. And people probably do that 4 times in a year. That's $3 million of profit from payouts. I just want this. This is, to me, very, very achievable. This is 12 payouts in a year, which is pretty fucking achievable. That's about 1 a month. Very, very easy. So, if you have a profitable system, you know what you're doing, your win rate is good, you can scale and make ridiculous money, and I just broke down my entire plan. If you go to my Discord, or even if you go on the YouTube, you know how my strategy works. I have a high win rate, low RR strategy, and as you can see, it's clearly working out. I mean, I can show you guys the balances if you want. So the alphas are up 1,700, and then the top steps are up about almost 2,000, and then the lucids are up about 700, and then the other 3 top steps are up 1,000, and then about 360 for the 4 tradeifys. I don't cap here. They're all PAs. You can tell by the top steps that they're PAs because they started at 0. But I'm not going to show you guys the account names. I'm not trying to get them fucking lost. So, that is it. I have 17 accounts. They're up, you know, overall $17,000 in PA profits, but in total would be over 30. And these are 50Ks. Multiply that by 3, that's 90 in a month. It is very, very doable. If you have a system and you're profitable and consistent on one account, then 2026 is the year to scale. Use your payouts on that one account, buy more accounts, and continue to scale, because even if you fuck up, let's say you buy 17 $150,000 accounts for $300 for the evals, and you spend $5,000 on it and you fuck up. That $5,000 in the grand scheme of things is not going to be shit, because let's say you already did the first cycle with the 50s, minus $5,000, oh man, I fucked up, okay, minus $5,000 again to do it re-over, you still have $92,000. So it's all about consistency, and it's all about building up. Use these prop firms to your advantage, because overall, taking $6,000 from one account of a 50K on a prop firm is not shit. But if you do it over 18 total accounts, that adds up a lot to you, but still isn't that much to them individually. So it's really about, there's so many firms in the industry that are reliable. I just gave you 4 of them. MyFunded is a 5th. Apex is good for some people. That's 6. There's more and more coming out by the day. There's Take Profit Trader. There's, I don't even know. There's definitely some other shit. So just use these firms to your advantage and copy them together. Bull Knox is another good one. So just any of these firms, if you just utilize the idea of capital, then that is how you get good at trading. I made a Instagram reel and TikTok video on this where I said trading is a game of capital and allocation, not of P&L or win rate or anything like that. Because if you have one $100,000 account and you have a higher win rate than me, that's cool. But if I have 20 of those, then you're not going to be making more money than me. You know, that's just the truth. So that's my process. That's how I plan to make 500 in payout profits at least. My goal is 700, so I could do 2 cycles with the 150s, 1 cycle with the 50s. I broke down my timeline over the year. That's my goal, and that's how I plan to do it. And I'm going to document all of it, post all my payouts as always with proof on Instagram. And, you know, it should be a really, really good year. I'm very excited for it. And yeah, that's about all. I will see you guys later. And if you have any questions, DM me on Instagram, hit me up on Discord. We are over 400 members on the Discord now, which is fucking awesome. The link is in our YouTube bio or our Instagram bio. We have plenty of premium education content, videos I drop every day on how to do certain things. We do live trading for free and for premium. We have my free trading journal where I break down my trades. We have great chat with people. It's pretty fire. So yeah, catch you.